Bawala die die, hey hey. Badaya, bawala die die. Bada, bada da da da, bawala die die. Badaya, bawala die die. Badaya, bawala die die. Badaya, bawala die die. Bada da da da, bawala die die. One.
What that dang dang go dang what that dang dang. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushu, number where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we will not shy away from that. On one condition, to build and not to destroy. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushu number. And over here, we are in the service of God and country. This is the Black Pot. And of course, right here, we do everything positive to uplift our people, our continent, our land. And from the news reel, we always keep it real. This is the Black Pot, and today we have a number of issues to look at, and I need you to come along and be part of this wonderful discussion. Now, the very first story we are taking today is coming from My Joy Online, and it says, Ghana cited as major transit point for illicit gold trade. Ghana cited as major transit point for illicit gold trade. And I read, Ghana has been cited as a major transit point for the illicit shipment of gold. Originally, a safety standards-oriented company on its illicit trading data map identified Ghana, Sudan, Ethiopia, and Uganda as major illegal gold trading routes, with export destinations being Switzerland, the United Arab Emirates, and India. In its report on the global illicit economy, Origin All noted that local gold refineries are being extensively used to launder gold from illicit sources in an artisanal mining sector involving several million people, forced labor, and high risks. Now listen, man, let us go straight to the point. Just after Alistair Matthias came out with his allegations, which some people called wild allegations, our eyes have been opened to the fact that Alistair Matthias has been in this country to do a lot of illegal and illicit business. Now we have it on record that the Otumfo allegedly awarded Alistair Matthias for his gold trading in this country. And this is the king of gold in Ghana. So there is some amount of credibility that can be crowning the head of Alistair Matthias. He also said to the whole world, even though he denied it later, probably sensing that he was being recorded or he was being actually spied on, that the president of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, was his friend and he was his lawyer at a certain point. My brother, my sister, Ghana is gradually sinking deep into the annals of criminality. Now, the once very beautiful gateway to Africa, the land of Pan-Africanism, the great land of Kwame Nkrumah, is gradually and geometrically racing into the annals of criminality. It shocks me, my brother, my sister, to sit back and look at these innocent people in this country. Ghana is a very hospitable country. The people here are very mild and docile. Everybody knows that. Now, if you travel to Nigeria and enter Ghana for the first time, you will realize that the people here are very docile. Now, those of our brethren and sisters who come from abroad, especially Jamaica, those who come from England and even America, upon entering this country, they are able to tell that we are a very docile people, and we mistake that to be some kind of hospitality. My brother, my sister, is inferiority complex. This country is one of the most inferior complexed country in the world. My brother, my sister, inferiority complex is right here in this country, and it can never be underestimated. The average Ghanaian sees anything white as superior. The average Ghanaian sees anything outside this country as superior to everything in this country. The average Ghanaian will leave everything good in this country and run chasing inferior products from outside the country because he has been programmed to hate himself. The average Ghanaian, my brother, my sister, will never respect his own laws until white people endorse those laws. Now, the average Ghanaian will have no respect for the talent of another Ghanaian until a white man endorses this talent, that we all clamor around this talent, and we are hailing this talent like animals just released from the jungle. My brother, my sister, this is a country that needs reorientation. This is a country that needs resocialization. You want to hear it again? This is a country that needs resocialization. Serious one. We are still in mental slavery, my brother, my sister. Right from the executive, all the way down to the parliament, all the way down to the journalists, all the way down to all of us. We need reorientation. Now, when you look at Ghana, my brother, my sister, it's such a beautiful country built on the bedrock of Pan-Africanism. Yet how many Ghanaians even understand what it is to say Africa? We recite our national anthems like parrots, yet we don't understand a single word of the national anthem, let alone the national pledge. We are people who will sell out to Chinese every now and then and every day. And we don't care about it. We don't seem to know the dangers of running after selling ourselves out like Lucifer. My brother, my sister, now let me come to the issue of the day. Ghana is becoming the hub of criminality. Alistair Matthias was in this country, and we decided to rubbish him, that all that he was saying was nothing but wild allegations. Today, my brother, my sister, there is a report that has come in fingering Ghana as one of the major hubs of gold smuggling and illicit gold trade. And what hurts me so bad is the fact that the Otumfuo himself awarded Alistair Matthias at a ceremony for gold trading in quotes. Now, the sad thing here is that the report says that in our gold industry, there's a lot of forced labor. Underline that. Where is the human rights in forced labor? High risks. Now, when you go to our Galamsey fields, you will realize that we are people who need reorientation. We are people who need patriotism. We are people who do not understand that we have to move from the stages of animals to human beings. How many Ghanaians still behave like animals? A number of Ghanaians are still less than the normal animal, my brother, my sister. And it's very, very sad. It is so sad, my brother, my sister, that with all this gold smuggling, with top-ranking people involved, we don't seem to jail any politician year after year. All the politician would come and do is to rob us and go away. Opposition will make a lot of noise, threatening to jail who and who and who. Some of them would even threaten to drink poison if some members of the society were not jailed when they come into power. Why do you have to come into power before you can take action? Yet they threaten to drink poison if some people are not jailed. 8 years down the line, my brother, my sister, they are still walking free as if they cannot find that poison to drink. They are hypocrites and parasites. Satan is waiting to sodomize them one after the other in hell. Now, if Ghana is the hub of gold smuggling, then the once Gold Coast is almost becoming a mafia nation of gold smuggling. Yet when you go to our jailhouses, who do you see? People who have smoked marijuana and were arrested. People who smoked small ntampe, they have been arrested and they are in there. Yet the dirty politician who launders money launders gold, and steals from the majority of the people is still walking free. Go to our jailhouses. 90% of all those in there have something to do with marijuana smoking or selling. My brother, my sister, as if marijuana smoking is the only crime in the nation. Politicians are the bigger thieves in this country. They are the most corrupt people in this country, my brother, my sister. They will take bribes to endorse idiots to become ministers and also to become some other ministerial holders and position holders. Yet we sit back and our fingers are only pointing at the fries, the small fishes who only smoke some amount of marijuana, and because of that they are in jail. For the past how many years they are still in jail and nobody is ready to hear their plea. Oh God, have mercy. Next thing I would like to look at, and I want to be very quick with this today, I have a number of things to look at. It's coming from Peace FM Online, and it says, the life of Ghana is being wasted by politicians. We don't speak the truth. And this is Alote Jacobs speaking. I read. Bernard Alote Jacobs has shared his regrets in engaging in politics in Ghana, revealing his greatest guilt is joining National Democratic Congress. Joining a panel discussion on Peace FM's Kokroko show Wednesday. That was yesterday morning. The seasoned politician and now social commentator regretted to have been a member of the opposition party, which he stated couldn't position Ghana. I carry one of the greatest guilts as a politician that I joined a party that for 19 years that I had been in power. With this party, we could not position this country, he told Kwame Sefakai. To Alote Jacobs, politicians are the bane of the country, exclaiming, we are wasting this country. The life of Ghana is being wasted by politicians because we don't speak the truth. What Alote Jacobs is saying is nothing but the truth. In fact, the biggest demons of this nation are the politicians. And because of dirty politics, a husband and a wife can get divorced. Because of dirty politics, the nation's agenda is never followed. It is the party's agenda. How many MPs have we seen? How many ministers of state have we had saying that they are in this business all because of their partisan politics, all because they want to support their own parties? No more national agenda, my brother, my sister. Now there's a man who wants to be president of Ghana. His father was Bafo Yawakoto. Those of you who know a little bit of history, you will remember the NLM, the National Liberation Movement, whose slogan was Yatiahon. They wanted to break away totally from this part of the world today called Ghana, because they believed that they had gold, they had cocoa. And if they stood away, nobody would come and sponge on their cocoa and their gold. Little did they know that the time will come when other parts of this nation would also flourish in so many such natural gifts. My brother, my sister, Bafo Yakoto has his son in government. He was the agric minister, my brother, my sister, and today he wants to run for president. The last time he granted an interview and I was asked why he wanted to be president, what did he say? It was all about his party. It had nothing to do with the nation. I want to be flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. Yes, I want to be president because I want to be flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. My brother, my sister, these are the brains we have in power. These are the people who seem to be suffering from some kind of illusion. These are the people who seem to be suffering from dyslexia. These are the people who are disillusioned. My brother, my sister. And if you have disillusioned people leading you, they will lead you into the land of nothingness. Think about that, my brother, my sister. What Alote Jacobs is saying is nothing but the truth. And we all got to be really careful when we are looking at our politicians. If our politicians could even speak only 20% truth, the nation would be a better nation. They take bribes to put in people who shouldn't have been there. They fight each other in the parliament house. Right after that, they sit together and drink tea and make mockery of us. We become the sacrifice of these dirty politicians. My brother, my sister, reason I've told you time and again that I'm never interested in politics. There is no day I will come before you and ask you to vote for me to be anything. That would have been the day my madness would have started. To God be the glory. Next thing I'm taking is coming from Graphic Online, and that's the national communicator. And he says, Obrafour's lawsuit against Drake over Killer Cut sample faces ownership claim by Manche. And I read, the CEO of the Chalewote Festival, Ni Manche Ayikwe, has claimed ownership of the Killer Cut vocals, which was used on veteran Ghanaian rapper Obrafour's song, the Oyo Ohene remix. Obrafour is currently suing Canadian rapper Drake for allegedly sampling his song, Calling My Name. After Drake's request to use the work was denied, Drake used the vocals in an intermission midway through his song, while the same phrase introduced Obrafour's song. Obrafour is seeking at least $10 million in damages. However, Nimanche has claimed that Obrafour erred in filing the lawsuit on his intellectual property without notifying him. According to Nimanche, Drake's right to the Killer Cut vocals was never relinquished to Obrafour and was used by the producer of the album Hammer of the last two on Obrafour's song as he did with others. Anyway, what a thing. Hear me now. Now, what is the problem? Why is it that we cannot come together to share the booty? Why is it that every time something good is coming to us, we always find a way of fighting each other? This does not mean I am blaming Manche, nor blaming Obrafour. Now, hear me now. It looks like Obrafour is in a bad light. Aisha Modi has come out again to say, Obrafour, pay me all the money I spent on your album before suing Drake. Nimanche is also on record to have said only yesterday via tweets that all 20 years that Obrafour used his vocals, there was no day Obrafour ever said, listen, I acknowledge the fact that this vocal that you gave to me has made the song a better song. For that matter, I have murmured some 100 CDs to you. My brother thinks I had, but 100 CDs is just a token which will become better as we grow together. I'm sure if Obrafour had done this in the past, Manche would have told himself that, hey, Obia onya kakra obema uno, onya bebre insua obema obi. But in this industry, we are so greedy. We are wicked. That is why the people of Ghana do not even respect creativity. 10 million. Let's say Drake even decides that, hey, listen, man, let's take it from out of court. I'll give you people 2 million. How many times have you heard a Ghanaian musician count 2 million American dollars? All the life of Obrafour, has he seen 10 million before? All the life of Manche, has he seen 10 million before? All the life of Tiny, has he seen 10 million American dollars before? In an industry that is so demonized, in an industry that has no iota of respect for creativity. Are you crazy? Now there is an opportunity, my brother, my sister, for us to share 10 million American dollars. And all of a sudden the bickering has started. Now I have information, my brother, my sister, and this information is very simple. They have tried to sit down in the past since Drake sampled the Killer Cut vocal. They have been meeting, but Manche has decided that he will not agree to the terms that Obrafour and the rest want to give to him. Now we are a nation that does not respect poetry. When you talk in a song, they see you as just talking gibberish. I remember when I met Barack Obama, many were those who sat back and said, but he's not even singing. He's talking as if singing is everything. Now today, the whole Obrafour song, the only thing that makes sense to Drake to want to use for the first time in the music of this country is the Killer Cut vocal, that little bit. We have no respect for vocals. We have respect for people who sing. We have respect for people who play the beats, but we have no respect for those who talk. Now Manche probably sat back all these years, having made all these intros for Hammer. He's never benefited anything. All of a sudden, the big jackpot has landed, and for him to get some honey to lick, some greedy beings want to take everything. My brother, my sister, listen, man. I have so much respect for Obrafour. I thought that this could have been done without even going to court. They could have. After all, Drake tried to speak with Obrafour. Wouldn't it have been good to call back Drake and say, oh, listen, man, we saw your email. Unfortunately, we couldn't talk. But we just realized that you sampled it. Could we sit down and talk about it? I'm coming with my team. Blah, 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 blah. This could have even opened the doors to other collaborations with Drake. I'm going to finalize this because Eric Mawina, Eric Guetta is here. Listen, man. Hip life as a genre, how did it even start? Hip life as a genre started by sampling. Heavy sampling. 99% of all the early hip life songs that came out, including those that Reggie Rockstone brought to us, were all sampled from American artists and rappers and some other African songs. Today, if all those Americans want to come back and say, okay, this artist will sample this from me, say, oh, no, 100% sample. The only difference is the language. Root Eye sampled Fresh. Which artist in Ghana doesn't sample? How many Ghanaian artists have paid money for sampling American music? And now that Afrobeats has put African music on top of the map, I am so scared and so afraid that if the Americans want to retaliate, we will have to sell the whole of Ghana and we will never be able to pay the copyright to Obrafour. In fact, I would say that you guys could have handled this better. And for Manche, I do not blame you. I thought that you guys were supposed to sit down today and finalize everything. But maybe he thought that he was getting a certain raw deal. And for that matter, he had to bring some respect to a spoken word. We will watch and see how this one is going to unfold. In the interim, I want to say thank you so much, Eric Mark, Brady Mawina, Egbeta is in the house and is going to begin.